Hello and welcome to the 13th episode of Damage Control Podcasting, a professionally unprofessional look at the ideas, conventions, and genres of filmmaking. I am here with...
Josh Snyder.
Cody Dietrich.
Mike Stanbridge.
Daniel Newkirk.
Alright. We're back. 2 weeks.
Did you miss us? I missed us.
You know, we don't have to say that we're back and it's been 2 weeks. You're not getting these up
No,
in any
I-
kind of order. If they're listening to them. The only
That's
person
true,
that,
that's
only
true.
person that's realizing this are the people seated here.
We've been gone for 2 weeks.
Fine. Moving on. Okay. The news section. The Rampage trailer.
Awesome.
Yeah?
Totally stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to hate it.
Yeah, that movie's gonna be so bad. It was gonna be so damn
Oh.
fun.
Yeah. I'm all about the Rock video game series of movies now.
Yeah,
Are
that
we
looked.
fans of the video game?
Oh, yeah.
Now, in the video game, doesn't the guy grow to that size?
Yes.
So is the Rock in it, you think?
No.
No.
No, he's just gonna like Super Mario 64 and swing him around by the tail and stuff. I think.
Man, I would so watch a Rampage wrestling Rock versus Giant Gorilla versus Wolf versus Crocodile.
Are those
The gorilla's his buddy in this one.
Are those-
The tag team then.
Yeah.
Tag team. Rock and Gorilla versus Wolf and Crocodile. I want to see a people's elbow on the crocodile now.
Are those the correct animals from the video
Yes.
game?
Yeah, I think so.
Wolf,
Okay.
the Wolfman, the King Kong, and Godzilla basically is
Okay.
Yeah.
The trailer is keeping with the trend of remix 90s rock song. This one was Bullet with Butterfly Wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
yeah,
good. No,
I didn't realize it was a remake. I was jazzing out to that. I loved it.
see, I'm a fan of that stuff, but that one didn't really do nothing for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah? No. Well, Daniel, let's get your Daniel money shot on this trailer because I know you hate foreplay, especially monster movies.
Yes.
So how would you money shot this movie?
Okay.
All over the face, neck, and chest of the audience.
Yes. So
I'm so glad this is a segment.
Why don't we call it Danny's Bukkake?
well, that's going a little far.
We've been gone for 2 weeks.
So I think like if the build-up that's in the trailer is all the build-up we get in the film, it's going to be fine. Like, so with Rampage, I want to see Gorilla destroying city, I want to see Wolf destroying city, I want to see Crocodile destroying city, and then the giant battle royal at the end or whatever where they fight. So I think that for the trailer, like if we get about 10 minutes of Rock and Gorilla buddy cop, and then you get another 20 minutes of, oh my god, what's happening to the gorilla? And then you have an hour worth of actual content of Gorilla wrecking city, I'll be a happy guy. But
Really, you think only 10 minutes of The Rock and George?
yeah, because I don't give a shit about Rock and George.
No.
Show me that they're friends, move on. That's all we need to see about it. Because, like, the trailer makes you already know, hey, they're friends. Like that scene where he's doing the sign language and calm down, George, calm down, George. That's all I need to get the feels going for Rock and his pet monkey.
Deathstroke is in it.
Matthew Banning? That
No,
one?
Joe Magnolia.
Oh, him, okay.
He's French. He's French.
Joe Millar. Okay, got it.
Joe Millar.
Okay, tell me if I may be reading into this, but tell me if I'm wrong. I probably am.
Usually.
Yeah. The director of this movie did San Andreas. Okay.
Okay.
Rock was in San Andreas.
Yes.
There's a scene where he starts a helicopter. He flies a helicopter from San Andreas. There's a scene in the Rampage trailer where he starts it up, it kind of wobbles and comes back down. He's like, "Hey, it's coming back to me." So is that like an inside joke to like, "Hey, I flew a..."
That absolutely has to be an inside joke.
I think there are going to be a lot of inside jokes. I totally expect the giant monkey, since The Rock is on the ballot for 2020 for president.
Is he on the ballot?
He is on the ballot for 2020 for president. I expect the monkey to climb up and rip the Trump letters off of Trump Tower in Chicago.
That would be kind of cool.
I absolutely,
I
totally expect
I could get
that.
behind some.
I think that's going to be the one political statement in this movie. It's going to be hilarious. They're going to do something. They're going to do something because it was filmed after he filed his paperwork. So,
Yeah.
Okay. So, but do we think that's a shot at San Andreas?
It certainly could be. I mean, I feel like you have to kind of explain that he's flown a helicopter at some point before
Well-
you jump in there, but
Well, you can't because you won't let them. You just want to go straight to the monsters.
you can do that while the city's being torn down around them. Hey, I used to drive a helicopter once. Let's jump in here.
Okay. All right. Okay. Whoa.
How dare you logic him?
We don't use logic here.
Oh, my bad.
You
you think after 12 episodes I would notice?
Yeah.
I mean, Mike's been here the entire time.
You
Yeah,
think-
I knew that was coming.
Director Chris McKay of Lego Batman movie fame announced open casting call for Nightwing. Do we want an unknown to be Nightwing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would rather have an unknown, to be honest, because then you don't have that, like, typically with roles like that, you have a stigma for people, like, based on characters they've played before. So anytime you have somebody that's known for a certain thing getting cast as something else, you always have all the people, boo, boo, and then typically sometimes they turn out to be good, sometimes they're absolutely terrible, like people think, but if you don't know what to expect going in, then you kind of have more of an open mind for that kind of thing. That's how I
is
look
this
at it anyway.
Nightwing for the Lego movie or for a live action?
Oh, live action. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well,
Yes.
when you said the acclaimed director for the Lego Batman.
well,
movie,
yeah, that's just what he's. I was just giving the example of what he did.
Okay, so
Sorry.
it makes me automatically think he's doing the sequel Lego Batman movie.
No,
Lego Nightwing.
I'd probably watch
probably
that.
go watch
I
that.
would
yeah.
totally love that. Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's a live action. That one. I didn't do my research. No, it's a live action.
Okay. Yeah, like anybody they try and do it like, oh, he's too old, he's too young, he's not going to take it seriously.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of great actors out there who could reasonably play Nightwing.
Adam Driver.
Who?
Adam Driver.
I thought you said Sandler.
Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. No. I mean,
Alright.
he'd have to put a little more meat on his bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do it.
I don't see Adam Driver as an ex-circus performer.
I just pictured Nightwing in my head, and I was like, I just
or
pictured
gymnast
Adam
or
Driver.
anything. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
It's-
Adam Driver would
it's-
be fine. I was thinking
What about
Jared Padalecki would be a good Nightwing. I think.
Oh, I love Jared, but
You and
once
your
again, you got to.
supermarket.
It's got to be. He's more buff than.
What?
I mean, it's got to be some. If you're gonna cast Dick Grayson, you have to cast somebody who looks like they've been a gymnast
What
at some
about
point in their life.
Cirque
Well,
du Soleil?
If we're going to cast somebody that's known, just because of what happened with the Nolan verse Batman thing, I just want to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt do it. Because we got the tease on that before. You can boo me all you want to. I think he would actually do well with it.
I think like if you give an actor enough time to get their body into shape, they can pull it off. I mean, Chris Pratt did that for Star-Lord.
Yeah, that guy went for
I
it.
mean,
Like,
Once
Chris-
again, okay, man, God, this is going to sound really. But the body type is not right. I mean, yeah, you can pump yourself up to look like a badass, but you cannot get to
Agile.
the
Tall, lanky, no real stomach. I mean, that kind of
Gymnast- like a
screams
gymnast
gymnast.
I'm gonna sound like some creepy guy that watches gymnasts, but no, there's a different body style to it, and you're gonna have to do.
Well, what about getting like an actual circus performer, like
That's-
a Cirque du Soleil guy? Because they actually act in their stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you get someone who can actually act, then I would be fine with that. Then you could do some practical effects with the martial arts, would be pretty sweet.
He was one of the. I didn't know this, but I was reading an article about over-sexualized comic book characters. Of course, they were all women except for him. Nightwing was like the only guy on the list that was over-sexualized in comic books. I guess there's a lot of butt references to Nightwing.
Yeah, I think Oracle or Batgirl comments on that a couple times.
I mean, he's good looking. All
I get
right.
it.
James Franco is in talks with Fox for a multiple man movie.
Yes,
I
that looks.
saw that.
Yeah, and you're okay.
I saw them
never be
talking
on,
about that.
Never be on the same side of anything, can we? I'm stoked. I think that would be
I
an
didn't know-
excellent idea for.
My only knowledge of the multiple man movie is X2, but I guess he runs like a private detective agency.
Yep.
Now, I would be okay. I think that's kind of cool.
So-
I don't
so-
know about James Franco, but I'm cool with the multiple. I think that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
like I think he'd be fine as multiple man, and I'm not opposed to the multiple man movie. I am worried what Fox will do with the X-Men property because I haven't been impressed yet. That's my hesitation.
But what about
I'm-
the New Mutants though? That
Yeah.
looked kind of cool.
Yeah, New Mutants, Gifted. Have you watched Gifted yet?
I have not had a chance to
Okay,
watch Gifted yet.
I think they're doing really, really well with the X-Men stuff lately. And
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch Gifted, or I haven't watched Legion. I didn't hear good things about Legion though.
I loved Legion, but you got to remember, it's the whole episode or the whole series is a complete mindfuck. So it's, I mean, we don't even know if everything that we saw. We won't know until season 2 if everything we saw in season 1 was even real.
What if he's the reason for the island in Lost?
He could be.
He could be.
Well, he's that powerful in the comics. You know, I mean,
So does Legion and Gifted tie in together, or are they separate entities?
I don't know if we know that.
Okay.
I don't. I think it's implied. Gifted is takes place at some point after both the X-Men and the Brotherhood have completely disappeared off the planet, and the Mutant Registration Act is in effect.
Okay.
So it's somewhere near in the future, but not quite right now. But yeah, the X-Men are gone.
So they're in X-Men Days of Future, but they haven't hit the past of the Days of the Future.
Shut up, Adam.
Also, James Franco's good when he wants to be, but he's like really lazy. Sometimes he just like he gets really pretentious. Like, I'm just doing this for a paycheck.
Well, he played Multiple Man in X2, right?
No.
No.
Was that a different actor?
That was a different guy.
Yeah. You want me to move on while you're looking it up?
Yeah, go for it.
Thoughts on the Punisher Netflix show?
Hell
Loved it.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so good so far. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes left.
Yeah, I'm only on episode 2.
I finished it in a night. I got hooked in and I couldn't stop. It was amazing.
I do like how, like I said, I'm only on episode 2, but I do like how Frank doesn't know how to do everything. It's not like he has to use. Like, I'm tired of everyone, all the heroes, like knowing exactly what to do. Like he had to get information from Karen, or not Karen, some Page. What's her name?
Karen
Karen
Page.
Page. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, I'm right.
First time for everything.
It's so rare that when I'm right, it confuses me. You know, I like that. I like that he's not just he knows every move. He doesn't know what to move to make all the time. He's
Right.
But when he bashed those dudes with that sledgehammer, that was awesome. Any other thoughts? Like,
Oh, I'm glad
was
they
there a
did.
minigun?
I haven't gotten a minigun yet.
No minigun.
I don't remember any.
Okay.
But I was glad they didn't try to soften it or come up with a valid reason for him to be a good guy. No, he's
Yeah.
just a bad guy.
Yeah,
There's no point in there where you're like, oh, okay, no, he's a dick.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it all. Like I like
Yeah.
the scenes with Micro. Like when
Mhm.
Punisher meets Micro, that all is fantastic.
Mhm.
Karen Page is great. Anvil, they really built Anvil to be a really good villain group.
Yeah.
I am loving it.
And
Just
I'm
so
really
much.
looking forward to Jigsaw.
So Jigsaw makes an appearance.
Do you not know the secret identities of any of the heroes or villains? Okay.
Not in Marvel, no.
Okay. His pretty best friend is Jigsaw.
Karen Page's
Frank's.
Micro.
No.
The one that betrays him. That's Jigsaw.
The one that what?
You haven't got there yet.
Yeah,
Oh.
if you're on episode, you haven't got
What
it.
episode are you on?
2.
Oh.
Oh.
So they're gonna be a police detective who's gonna go start sleeping with the guy from Anvil. The guy she starts sleeping with is Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I know Dominic West was Jigsaw in Punisher Warzone. Anyways, so real quick, did you two see Thor Ragnarok yet?
No. I have.
You did? Okay. I hated it. Out of a 10, I initially gave it a 4, and then after I saw it, I gave it a 2. But I'm changing my score, but I want to hear what you said. They gave it like an 8, and I think they both knocked it down to a 6.
5.
He knocked it down to a 5. I knocked it down to a 6.
Okay, so what would you think?
I think I would probably give it a 7.
Yeah?
Like, it wasn't a terrible movie by any means. I don't think the approach was correct. I feel like they tried to make Guardians of the Galaxy Thor edition instead of making Thor Ragnarok. That's kind of how I looked at it anyway. Like, I still liked it. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't what I thought it should have been. So maybe that's why I'm knocking some points off or whatever. But overall, it wasn't a bad film.
Okay.
Okay, real quick, finally, Eric Dane played Multiple Man in X3.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, my
Yeah.
fault.
No, I thought it was X2 myself.
My
But yeah, it
fault.
was X3.
Because I thought X2 is when they were in the woods. I guess not. I guess
No, that was
it's
X3 because the Dark Phoenix is there and all that.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm changing my score on Thor Ragnarok. I'm bumping it up. I still don't like the humor, but I'm always. Me and you had a conversation about comic book fans being jerks. I'm always wanting them to try. Always wanting movie studios to try something different. They legitimately tried something different.
Yeah.
I was just pissy because it's not something I wanted them to try. So, I think. Plus, when I go on YouTube and I watch each scene individually, it's really funny. It's just, I don't want to see them all. I just didn't like Thor as a stand-up comic.
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, the Thor had just too many jokes in it, and like a lot of the jokes were funny the first time around, and then he reused them. And I think they really should have trimmed that down. You could have gotten if you trimmed down those jokes and replaced them with a little bit longer action sequences. I think you had a really good movie. And for those who are interested, the conversation we were talking about was how the comic book fans are very resistant to change, and basically that if you change anything, you can't leave it changed because someone's going to get pissy about it. So like we were talking about like the death of characters and like passing the torch from one character to another. You know, Sam Wilson as Captain America didn't stay very long before they had to bring Steve Rogers back. Stuff like that, which is especially bad in my particular fan base because I'm a Transformers fan, and Transformer fans, for reading and watching a show about things that adapt to situations, we are incredibly rigid in what we want for Transformers movies. So like,
You talking about live action as well? Or?
period, just Transformers in general. Like when you start talking about new Transformer cartoons, if you deviate, most of the Transformer fans won't jump on it.
The Michael Bay movies kind of screwed the pooch with Unicron, though.
Oh, absolutely, they did.
I mean, what are they going to do if we want to see Unicron, then the Earth is destroyed? So there's no point in ever seeing Unicron. Then.
Which I would get behind that. My big complaint with Transformers movies is there's too many damn humans in it. So if we destroy Earth, problem solved. I'll be looking forward to the future of the Transformers franchise.
Mike, nothing. Same thoughts. Oh, I was called a twat, by the way, on YouTube.
Yes, our first comment called Adam a twat, and that Mike was off in his own little world.
What?
Uh-huh.
Well,
I'll cop to it, man. They're absolutely correct. I'm always off in my own little world.
oh, I thought you were going to be like, Adam is a twat.
Well, you are kind of a twat, but you know.
I was gonna say it after you.
I mean,
And
they must
but-
follow us
but
on
he was-
SoundCloud. They got us exact.
I think the comment was from somebody in New Zealand, and it's twat, not twat.
Oh, my
It's
fault.
twat, and it doesn't mean the same thing you guys think it means. So it's fine. You just
I'd rather it mean.
it just means you're a jerk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'd
realistically.
rather it mean the other way. Okay. Birthdays today. Aurora Snow, star of such movies as Catwoman. She starred as Catwoman in Batgirl XXX and
Yeah.
Lois Griffin in Family Guy XXX.
So, porn star?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
trying to be PG. Man.
Oh.
Since
You're trying
when?
to be PG by
Yeah, we
announcing
already
the
discussed
birthday of
Bukkake,
a
so-
porn star. Okay.
Michael, tell me if anyone knows who this gentleman is. Michael Hinberry Ballin celebrates his birthday today.
It does not sound familiar.
He plays an Ewok in Return of the Jedi and Gringotts Goblin in Deathly Hallows.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Did I pronounce that right? Green.
Gringotts.
Gringotts.
Yeah. Okay.
Gringotts. Yeah. Wizarding Bank. Yes. Well
Okay. And as always, Chelsea Mather. She was a stunt woman for Wonder Woman and Kick-Ass 2.
done. Okay.
And I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this guy's name, but he is Gregor the Mountain
Yeah, that guy.
Clegane.
Gregor Clegane.
Okay.
Yeah.
That dude's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's a
Yeah.
giant dude.
Yeah, yeah.
There was
Yeah.
actually a video a while back of him training with Conor McGregor,
Yeah.
and oh my god, the size difference between those two dudes is
Oh,
insane.
dude, yeah, that dude's a beast.
Yeah.
Or he's almost like a mountain.
No shit.
Shut up, Eli.
Yeah. I don't know much about him.
Cody, that's the meanest thing you've ever said to me.
No, I just.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't know much about him. I saw that.
I was trying to set that joke up the whole time.
That's why it took him so long.
Yeah, I was reading an article on LGBTQ actors, and I saw a picture of him with like rainbow glitter in his beard. Just funny as hell. Like he's
Really?
huge with rainbow glitter in his beard, and very, very funny picture, I thought.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyone else birthdays or news before I move on? Is it your birthday today, Cody?
Happy birthday, Cody.
It is not my birthday, no.
Oh,
It is now.
It is now.
Oh, okay, then I want my birthday presents.
Tomorrow.
Presents.
You get 27 spankings as soon as this is over.
That's not how we do things
Okay.
in my family.
All right.
Well, we didn't say what we were going to spank you with.
PG, guys. PG.
No.
No,
You
no.
threw that out the window with
Yeah.
Family Guy XXX and Batgirl XXX.
It was well out the window before that.
As soon as we hit the money shot, it was over.
All right. All right.
Well, isn't it always?
Thank you for picking that up. Nobody else jumped on that. Oh.
It was too heavy. I couldn't get it.
I'm used to hearing that.
All right. Here we go. All right. Gotta clear my throat. I'm a little sick.
Moving a little.
Okay, I did a little speech here, so prepare yourselves.
Oh, jeez.
Cut in anytime you guys want. Say something.
Like right now?
If you want to.
Okay. How about now?
No.
Okay.
June 14, 2013, DC Cinematic Universe took off with Man of Steel. With a budget...
Took off. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that! I didn't even mean to do that! Cool. I'm serious. That's awesome.
More like tried to fly and fell off the cliff.
I'm actually pretty proud of myself now.
Very nice and unintentional pun.
Let me start over.
Interrupt me whenever you want.
I'm just gonna restart every time.
Okay, here we go.
I feel like I'm in school.
June 14, 2013, the DC Cinematic Universe took off with Man of Steel. With a budget of $225 million and a box office gross of $668 million, it ended up with a 55% Rotten Tomato score as well as bland critic response, dividing comic fans as well. Yes? No? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Terrible movie.
The next outing was Batman v Superman with a budget of $250 million, but rumored to have bloated to $420. It stands at 27% Rotten Tomato score, as well as critical failure with critics and fans alike.
Martha.
All right.
That's all we gotta say about that.
Awful.
Now I'm talking about the Snyder trilogy here, not the. So the final film in the Snyder trilogy, Justice League, a budget of $300 million. The third most expensive film ever made. Pirates of the Caribbean, Stranger Tides, $378.5 million being the most expensive, and Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End being $300 million as well.
Didn't Avatar cost like infinite money or something?
That was mostly digital, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still production like money, right, for your budget.
I'm just going by what the internet said.
I mean, I believe Avatar was very expensive, but I think it was in like the $250 million.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah,
I just know. I just
don't
remember
think
it
it broke.
being like an insane amount of money that was
For
spent
some
on it.
reason, 228 sounds really
Well,
familiar.
fuck. Let me start over, guys. No.
I'll start kicking you.
So it took off. No. So
$237 million was the budget for Avatar.
Okay.
So the Thursday night screening of Justice League. How much do we think we raked in? How much do you think DC raked in?
And I ranked in fucking nothing.
How much do you think they raked in? Thursday night screening.
I was at John Cleese. I don't know.
I would assume on release day they at least made their money back and got. Well,
They did
I
not- they
know
did
I
not
know
make
that, I
their-
know part of the answer. I would have expected them to at least make their money back the opening weekend at the $300 million. I know they didn't.
Thursday night screening, they got $13 million, beating Wonder Woman's Thursday night screening.
Really? Okay.
First weekend out, any guesses?
$50 million.
No.
180.
102.
93.8 million. That's including the 13 million.
Less than half.
With the
It's less than a third.
with the second weekend drop off that every film has, Disney/Pixar's Coco beat Justice League.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Shut up.
It does. I want to go see it.
Justice League added another 10.5 million on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Playing in 4,051 theaters, it has earned. Any guesses what it's got so far?
After another 10, is it 103?
No, it has earned 122.4 million since its release.
Not even half yet. Oh my god! I knew it was doing bad. But
That's
holy
just
shit.
domestic.
Yes, this is all domestic.
That's
yes,
domestic. It
that's
doesn't mean
correct.
anything.
Batman v Superman did amazing internationally, and they're thinking this is probably going to do pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, China's like the big market for most of the most of the blockbuster movies right now.
But yeah, he's right. As far as this is domestic,
Yeah.
with Suicide Squad a fan critic failure, Wonder Woman being DC's only hit, and an Aquaman movie, Suicide Squad 2, Shazam, a possible Nightwing, and a solo Batman film in the works, should the DC cinematic universe die off?
I don't
doesn't-
know if they'll let it.
It doesn't
They're
have
like
to.
they're like this much into it so far. I think they're just like, oh, just do it, and
But-
it's going to be crappy production for the rest of them.
But should they just kill it to save money until they actually have
They're
a
still
home?
making
money.
money,
Yeah, I
though.
don't-
That's the thing.
Look at the international numbers for all of the movies. I mean, it's
They're still making money on everything,
Yeah.
and if they're going to make money hand over fist like they have been, there's no reason for them to change anything. The only way that it's going to get better is if people stop watching them if they're bad. But that's not going to happen because entertain me, turn my brain off for 2 hours, and that's what they're going to do. So until we get rid of Zack Snyder,
I think he's out probably.
yeah, I would hope so. Yeah, and then maybe we'll see. Hopefully, some of these solo movies that they're doing will be good if they're attaching different directors and stuff to them, and then maybe we can see some progress in that regard. But overall, I have not been impressed with anything. But they're still going to make money regardless. Just as that's how entertainment works.
So
You
should,
have
so,
the mass majority of people.
So should they stop doing a universe and just do disjointed movies?
I mean,
I'd be okay with that. I don't
the
need
comics
every-
were like that in the 60s
Yeah, I
and
don't
70s.
really need everything to be connected.
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
mean,
okay with that.
I
you
think-
can have nods and Easter eggs, but you don't have to intertwine everything
Yeah,
like
just make
quilt
movies.
work type
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? You don't have
Yeah, I
to.
don't think they need to do what Marvel's doing with the big Infinity War saga and Civil War tying everything together. I think it would be fine if you just had a Batman movie, Flash movies, Cyborg movies, and then occasionally you get to see a cameo of someone coming in to help. Kind of like what we saw in the one of the Captain America movies. It was the I'm sorry, it was Thor: Dark World, where
Captain America.
Loki shifts into Captain America for a brief second, and you could do stuff like that, and I think still fulfill the connected universe feeling. Maybe Superman gets in over his head, and Bruce Wayne, steps in for 5 minutes in Man of Steel 3 or whatever. But just little stuff like that where they can, or like in Winter Soldier, how you had kind of a Black Widow tie-in to Captain America in that movie, and had Black Widow and Cap together. I think you could do little things like that.
Okay, Cody. Come on, Cody.
DC's not my cup of tea, so I don't really have much to add to it. I'll watch the movies, but I'm not going to criticize something that I'm already hearing is, okay, yeah, it's bad. I'll admit that. It's bad.
Okay, all right. Mike.
I think they need to follow Marvel's example and start doing secondary characters instead of focusing on secondary characters instead of focusing on their big three.
I was telling Daniel because he was like, yeah, they're doing they're following Marvel's playbook, and I said, well, it kind of sounds like they're doing the old Marvel method, where people like Jack Kirby and all them would draw. That Stan would just come in and be like, this is what I want to happen, and that'd be it. That'd be all the guidance, and then Kirby and all them would come in and draw it, and then Stan would come in later and just bullshit his storyline in there.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sounds how DC's making their movie. I mean, I like Zack Snyder, but he makes really good pictures, frames, and then they're just shoving dialogue and plot into it afterwards. So it sounds like they are doing the Marvel method, just the old Marvel method of making comic books. So, anyone else?
No, I'd agree with that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the storyline for Justice League was so disjointed, and there were so many scenes that were just bad.
Well, we'll get there. Don't go there yet.
Okay.
Can the DC cinematic universe be rebooted narratively, i.e., like a Flashpoint, or should it just,
Please do a Flashpoint if
Well-
you have somebody good behind it.
or should it just cold turkey stop and just restart?
Flashpoint would be an interesting way to do it.
But is there a fan base? I mean, there's a fan base for it, but is it enough that they can sell Flashpoint? To,
Well, like they've had with the TV series, they've done a Flashpoint thing already.
but
So
how-
that
but-
stuff's not connected,
Right.
but the TV series is popular enough that enough people will kind of know what they're talking about when you say Flashpoint to be able to figure out, you know what I mean? So like that will transfer. Whether they can do it well, depending on who's behind the helm, is the issue.
Could they do an Infinite Crisis, or a Crisis?
That-
That's what I was going to say. I would prefer actually an Infinite Crisis reboot over a Flashpoint reboot. Because one, like Josh said, we've already got a Flashpoint in the Flash TV show. And honestly, that feels like a really lazy way to reboot the universe. Solely because, like, I feel like it's kind of what we got for the Star Trek reboot. There's kind of a going back in time,
yeah.
changing the past, and that changes the present. So it's just kind of recopying what we're doing there. So I would be much more interested in seeing an Infinite Crisis and see, let's bring Christian Bale in as Batman to side by side with Ben Affleck Batman.
Well, if you bring in all the
And-
Batmans,
Michael Keaton,
yeah, just bring them all
George
in.
Clooney, Val Kilmer,
And-
bring them all in.
and Peter Cushing, Adam West.
Yeah.
Well, not Adam West.
Oh, he's
Oh.
Batman.
He's dead, sir.
That's why I said
He said Peter
Cushing.
Cushing him in.
Oh,
He said
okay.
Peter Cushing him in.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I get what you're saying now. My bad. Sorry. That was my mistake.
Anyway,
He did a legitimate geek reference and you missed it.
I
Yeah,
totally missed.
every time-
100%. I'm sorry.
every time I
missed the
get
Peter
something
Cushing.
right.
He could have said
Sorry,
CGI.
sorry.
He
He
went
just
with the
threw shit at
I'm
me.
sorry, that was bastard.
He could have said CGI, but he made Peter Cushing a verb, and
It got
you
really
know,
quiet in here. Too.
I thought you said Peter Cushing and Adam West. I was like, well, first off, Adam West is dead, and second off, Peter Cushing never played Batman.
No. But and then, okay, so you bring, then you can Peter Cushing in Christopher Reeve. Bring Dean Cain back, right? Who else?
Tom Welling.
Bring Tom Welling in. You can bring who's the
Now, there was a
gra-
rumor he's going to show up in Supergirl or in the
Yeah.
TV series. Tom Welling's going to come back
Really?
as yeah.
Okay.
Not as Superman, though, right?
Yeah, as there's that's because they're doing like they just did Crisis on Earth X on the all the CW series.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen this
So,
season
yeah.
yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you bring Tom Welling in. Then who else can you? Grant Gustin, is that right?
That was Flash. yeah.
Okay, bring him in. Bring in as many as the Arrowverse people you can bring in. I think that'd be cool.
Absolutely. I would absolutely watch that movie.
That's how you turn the TV and the movies into one thing. Because you
There
do
you
it with
go.
Crisis
Yeah.
on Infinite
Can-
Earths.
yeah.
You smash it all together,
Connect-
and
then
then
you-
Well, they're eventually, and that's that. You know, they're eventually going to do Crisis on in the Flash TV series. So
And that could literally help the writers out on the shows too, because you can just easily reboot the shows too.
and that would you know
I would. Oh my god, I would love to see Michael Rosenbaum and Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor's together.
Well, I know
That
one.
would be
I know
awesome.
one.
Rosenbaum.
I know one
Bill
Lex
Eisenberg.
Luthor we're not going to see.
Damn it! You beat me to it.
What was that?
He said he goes. I know one Lex Luthor we're not going to see. We finished the sentence at the same time. Yeah,
Yeah, he's not good.
he's not going to be there.
Yeah, is there a villain that they could bring in that could reboot the Anti-Monitor?
It's got to be any monitor if you're into Crisis.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Is there any other ways? We got possible Flashpoint, Crisis. Is there a really creative, unique way? What about the Doomsday Clock? Does DC have the balls to do that? Bring Doc Manhattan in? We can't. That'd be kind of weird because Billy Crudup is now the Flash's father, but bring Crudup back as Doc Manhattan.
I could get behind that.
You think DC has the balls to do that?
No.
No, I
No.
can't see anybody doing. I think it would confuse the audience. Really, but.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have the balls to do it, but it would be amazing if they did.
Mhm.
But honestly, I mean, Doomsday Clock's already pretty progressive, and it just started coming out. So,
Oh, okay.
like issue 1 released last week, I think.
here is, before I move on to my next one, here is a list of franchises that have been rebooted and are, for the most part, successful. So I'll list them all, and let's see if what they did right that we can bring to the DC universe. So Casino Royale rebooted
The James Bond thing.
I couldn't think of his name.
It's okay, I got you covered.
So what did it do correct?
It changed it from a spy movie to more of the action thing. Like, it went a little more gritty.
So that's not going to work for DC.
Yeah, we're already at the
We're
gritty
already
threreshold with what they
we're
got
already
going
too
on.
grit.
I think.
What if you go the other direction though? Like Casino Royale switched from not grit to grit. What if we switch DC from grit to not grit?
You get Batman and Robin.
No.
But you can get Christopher Reeve's Superman.
You can go
Yeah.
you can go moderately dark. You just don't have to be gritty. There's a difference. Like,
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't have to be.
like a seriouser Batman 66 type.
Well, what if we just? I mean, I'd just be happy hitting the Tim Burton Batmans again.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those were fine. I loved those.
They need to power down.
The characters or the
Absolutely.
story? Oh, the
Oh,
story.
yeah.
Okay.
They need to power them down.
Okay.
I mean, it's you need to get back to Superman occasionally rescuing a kitten out of a tree. You know, Batman getting injured.
Yeah, I
oh
mean,
well, they got a
yeah.
little bit of that.
I mean,
You
the
know,
best part about Superman, or not Superman, Batman to me was always the street level thugs.
Right.
Like Batman could legitimately lose to a thug with a gun if he was dumb about it, and that's what I liked about some of the old Batman stuff, like the Batman animated series.
And Wonder Woman was a straight up spy show, or it's a comic and TV show. I mean, it was more undercover and solving a mystery than it was her running around kicking at bad guys' asses.
Okay. Another one. Mad Max Fury Road. That's kind of bringing the grit again too. And
That just went over the top. Like,
would that work for DC? Well, I guess we kind of
we're kind of already there.
Yeah, we're kind of already there. Okay. Well, we can't really use this one, but Batman Begins kind of rebooted it. Bring Nolan back in, the Godfather of the franchise. I don't think he wants anything to do with it.
I think he kind of told the story he wanted to tell. I
Yeah.
think he's kind of over it at this point.
which
Honestly.
is just sad that it ended on such a sour note.
Yeah.
Like the first two movies were fantastic.
It's
As,
the bane of his resume.
Ah.
as, as Daniel, that was a good joke.
That was.
I was like, why the fuck is he making? Oh, that's funny. As Daniel pointed out, Star Trek. Sorry. What did it do that?
It became Star Wars.
Well,
like honestly.
That and it flash pointed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Which
mean,
you said is lazy. As far as doing it for DC would be lazy.
I mean, Star Trek just they actioned it up. Made it less focus on the exploration.
Yeah, it just shifted into Star Wars, basically. Like,
Yeah, little bit.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes,
ugh.
which the director's doing the solo Batman movie. So what did it do that?
I think it sort of made it a little bit more feasible, in a sense. Like if they like showing the step by step of how it actually happened, I think it made it more feasible. That's what I've gotten out of it so far.
So bring more realism to the DC universe and go
Right.
back to Nolan's level.
yeah, I'm guessing.
yeah, because if you can tell, like, explain things in that way, like, that would be really sweet.
How
I'm
you gonna
not
ex-
opposed to that.
How you gonna explain Aquaman?
Well, he's obviously a god.
Aquaman isn't a god.
Yeah, he's half Atlantean, half human.
He's basically a god. Let's be real here.
Okay. All right. X-Men First Class. You didn't like that one?
It was okay, but it wasn't great.
I liked X-Men First Class. I have no problems with it, but I think that everybody's kind of dismissed all those at this point because, or at least I'm sorry, the Fox has dismissed all of the X-Men movies, and they're working on the periphery. They're actually following Marvel's lead a little bit by focusing on sub characters instead of main characters, and
That's
rebuilding
true, yeah.
and rebuilding the whole universe. Now, eventually, I'm sure we'll see Wolverine again, but it's going to be well after we've visited the New Mutants and
Who do you
Generation
want,
X and all that fun stuff.
Who do you want to play Logan?
Dude, unknown. I would go to unknown to
Yeah.
all day on that. All of it. I don't like the way that most name actors perform in the current situation.
Yeah,
There's
man.
so many. There's and it's our fault as tweeters and fans that we give these guys so much power that they go in and they interfere with scripts and they interfere with close-ups and the way that the director's vision, and not that the directors are any saints. They're all, they won't listen to anybody either. They've got their sycophants. But then any actor that's making over $20 million a film, or in the 10 to 20 million range, has a group of sycophants following them around, telling them that everything that they do is perfect and every decision they make is wonderful, and they're not. We all do stupid things through the course of the day,
Right.
but we don't have people. You guys would tell me, no, you're a dick, you're an idiot, and I would be like, okay, now re-examine it, but most of the time. But
Because Hugh Jackman was pretty much relative in America anyway.
he was an unknown,
Yeah.
and but then he also
Man, I meant to tell you, this is completely off topic, way off topic, but I don't like Stranger Things at all.
Uh-huh.
But I watched you guys ever watch like Google Answers where they'll take celebrities
Yeah.
and they'll have the most like Jake Gyllenhaal, and he'll rip it off and you're like, how do you pronounce Jake Gyllenhaal? Like Google searches,
Mhm.
and they had the dude with the weird freaking hair,
Dustin.
and they had the young kid with the young kid with like missing his front teeth or whatever.
Yes, Dustin.
Dustin's the one with the funky hair.
No, the one with the one with the slick back hair. This kid's old.
Yeah.
Mike's older brother.
Yeah.
Anyway, it had those two,
Mhm.
and those two are so freaking charming on that thing. I think I want to watch Stranger Things. That
You
kid
should
with
watch
no
Stranger
teeth
Things.
and the
Yeah, it's
curly hair.
fantastic, yeah.
He was.
Yeah, that's like right in your wheelhouse. I don't know how you haven't watched that.
Yeah.
Have you watched Comrade Detective yet?
Uh,
Watch Comrade Detective.
Okay.
That you will adore Comrade Detective.
Okay.
It's on Amazon Prime.
well, those two sold me on it, man. I was like,
Yeah,
all right.
but I mean, it's like 5 episodes long. It's something you could marathon tonight. I mean, dude, you want to talk about being right in your wheelhouse?
Well, I think I want to watch Batgirl XXX.
Bagger, it's okay. It's not as good as this Batman XXX and the scene with Batgirl and the Joker. But,
Okay.
I'm working my way through it. I'm 10 minutes at a time.
yeah, well, it's that one girl. I can't think of the porn star's name, but she's just a sweetheart.
Okay. All right. If DC Universe stops cold turkey, just stops cold turkey, what direction should it take? Should we lock the Trinity away from a while? Just
If they
And-
if they shut it down right now, I want a Young Justice movie. God damn it!
but how, okay, but
That
then
would
you
be
still
great.
have the Trinity as preferred characters. Then
You could bring them in on occasion for different things, but like doing a Young Justice. would be
What's the
awesome.
status of that card? Are they ever going to do season 3 or what?
It's supposed to be on Netflix. Last I heard of it.
I keep checking. It hasn't come yet.
Well, I think they just got approval for it like this year, so it's going to take a minute to animate it.
That's crap.
What if, like, to do the cold reboot, you do the 52 storyline
Where they disappear.
Quarter
where the
out?
Trinity just
Yeah,
literally the storyline 52.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are all gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had a list of stuff I came up with. Let's see how well you guys slam this shit.
All right.
Okay, what if they go the comedic route? You bring in characters like Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Ambush Bug.
It's like a superhero buddy cop movie. I'm in.
Not an ambush bug, but I would watch a Blue Beetle
Yeah,
Booster
definitely.
Gold movie.
Oh yeah.
But I was saying, bring in characters like
Do we
that.
make it like Brokeback Mountain?
I want to
though,
see a
or
Blue
is it
Devil
more-
movie.
Yeah.
I
bring in
love
characters-
that comic.
Bring in Mr. Mixel-Flick.
Mixoplex.
Mixel-Pitalik.
Yeah.
Bring in characters like that. What do you think?
Yeah,
Fine
I
with
mean,
it, dude.
I think Mixel-Pitalik could be a very interesting villain. What little they did with him in Supergirl was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually had him in there? Was he a little dude or was he just some dude that...
No, he was a normal sized guy. They kind of moderned him up a little bit. They took out the go-go boots.
Well, I don't care about that, but they couldn't do an actual little dude.
Yeah, no.
I don't
he
mean
was,
little person. I mean actual the size that he.
Oh
is.
no, he was short, but he wasn't like.
Wasn't like the Great Gazoo on Flintstones or anything.
No.
Yeah.
All right. But what if they go noir style? Bring in like characters like Slam Bradley, The Question, do like Private Eye type stuff.
I don't see that doing super well. Just
I'd
with
do
the. I mean, I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
You've got a heart on right now.
I do.
We can't see it, but it's there.
I would love to see that stuff with smaller budgets and unknown actors. That would be awesome.
I think it would
I think
be-
that they do really well.
I think it would be
Yeah,
interesting. I just don't think it would sell. That's the problem.
I
Like
don't think-
the majority of people aren't going to sit down and watch that.
I don't know if you could do Question, just because the modern version of Question in the comic is very, very different than what like the Justice League Question was.
Is it? Is it still Renee Montoya?
No, it is some unknown guy. He is part of the DC Trinity of Sin now.
Oh, it's not even Vic Sage either. Oh wow.
No, it's we don't know his name.
Oh, okay.
His concept is way back in ancient times he asked a question that no man should ever ask, so they took his identity away.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, and he's been immortal ever since, trying to figure out who he was, and that's his curse.
Well,
That's the question that no man should ask. Oh man,
How many roads must a man walk down?
does my wife look fat in these jeans? Damn! Now you're cursed.
well, speaking of what do you call it, the Trinity of Sin?
Yeah, Trinity of Sin.
What if we go the religious / fantasy route with characters like Phantom Stranger, the Spectre, Swamp Thing?
I would totally dig if they ended this universe and then like restarted the connecting DCU and did it with Justice League Dark characters. Like do a Swamp Thing, do a Constantine. I could
Matt
get,
Ryan is
I am-
Constantine?
Oh, absolutely.
Super surprised they haven't tried to reboot Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
That
the-
seems
the-
really odd that they haven't attempted
The
that.
original, I mean, if you watch it today, it's pretty not good. But it was fairly decent
Yeah.
when it came out.
I like the Adrian Barbeau parts.
I was getting ready to say, yeah, Adrian Barbeau. But I mean, when it came out, it did pretty well, right?
Yeah.
It garnered a sequel and
Dude,
a TV show.
a sequel and a TV show, absolutely.
Yeah,
and they were very watchable.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. What if they went? I know that's my foot. I know. I know Marvel's kind of doing this now. But what if they went cosmic with like Adam Strange, the New Gods?
That pulls me out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a huge fan of cosmic in general, so like
You don't like Star Wars?
Star Wars. I don't like cosmic comic books. Like I
Oh.
don't like Guardians of the Galaxy. I really had to force myself to go. Like that was a kind of a problem with Thor for me. Like I don't like cosmic Marvel. I don't like cosmic DC
Okay.
personally.
like I said, I think they should get away from the big budgets and the CGI.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
more,
and that's
more script and street level characters.
Yeah, and cosmic is just going to be a CGI fest.
It's going to be billions of dollars of CGI and probably very little story.
Fair enough.
I'd like to see him do a series like, because the majority of people know the main characters and like their backstories by now. They've been told 3,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
So if they take like the Elseworlds stuff
Oh, that's next.
and do movies on that,
That's next. Well,
That'd be
wait, I
great.
gotta do my intro. Why don't they do Elseworld stories or straight comics arc adaptations?
This is where his OCD comes in.
Yeah.
You know?
starts twitching.
It's on the list. We can't talk about it.
No, okay.
You can't make a valid point on one of the other topics.
No, why? Okay, we'll have to do Elseworld stories or straight comic arc adaptations.
I mean, you probably can't build an entire thing off of it. I mean, you can, and if it goes well and they want enough money, sure. But I wouldn't. Like,
no, that becomes Convergence. No.
like I don't know what that is.
It was bad.
I would love to see a live action Red Sun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like I want to
Yeah.
see
mean,
stuff like that.
They're,
I
they're
wanna
working
see,
on an animated version of it.
Yeah.
I like as one shot things every once in a while. Like here's a bunch of our movies. Oh, by the way, it's been a couple of years. Here's an Elseworlds movie. We're gonna put this out for something interesting to watch. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, do like what Disney's doing with Star Wars. Do your legacy your franchise pictures, and then in between the franchise picks, do your solo
one-shot
characters, but
things
it's
or
the
whatever.
Elseworlds.
That
yeah.
is what DC is doing.
With what?
They just did Justice League, and then they're doing Wonder Woman 2. And
But they're all
Aquaman.
interconnected though. That's what I'm
Huh?
saying. Like Do your Elseworld that isn't connected
And
at all.
which ones in the Star Wars universe haven't been connected yet?
Well, that's why I suppose that's true. But I mean, we'll do it different though, and have
I
it
mean,
not connected.
we know we're going to see the Kessel Run. I mean, that's kind of exactly where it's the only place they're going to go with that.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
If they're smart, they leave it alone. That way, it eternally remains a mystery.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I don't think the Kessel Run should be on film. But
Well, they're going to get away with that because Ryan Johnson, he's in charge of the next trilogy, and he says it has nothing to do with the Skywalkers or anything. So I don't know. He hasn't announced what it is. So Disney must really love Episode 8 if they've already given him all his money to do this.
I've liked what I've seen from Episode 8 so far. but-
Yeah, I mean,
They're only putting out more movies to make more toys. That's where the money's out in that
Oh,
franchise.
yeah.
That's why we have porks.
Don't get him started on that. Okay,
I mean, Chewie beats the shit out of one in the most recent trailer.
Yeah.
Did anybody else? Was anybody else down for Elseworlds?
Yes.
I was
100%.
loving it. I
Yeah,
love it.
absolutely.
What's a really good Elseworld?
The Batman as Green Lantern story, from what I've
Yeah.
seen of it, was amazing.
What about the nail?
Nail would be good.
Yeah.
Speaking bullets.
Well, for
would be
people
really
don't know,
good.
if people don't know what nail is. What's nail? Do a Daniel Money shot on it.
Nail's one I haven't read. I've read a synopsis of. My understanding is for Nail, it is like the world without Superman, and all the other superheroes have to step up.
No, I thought that was.
Was that not Nail?
No, I thought nail was like there was a nail, like there was a literal nail, and it changed the course of how. Fuck, now I'll be like a dick. I'm thinking of something else.
Either that or it's
Somebody
been
dropped a
asked
nail on a
once.
butterfly and it changed the
No,
course
I
of
thought
it.
there was like a nail, and then not Martha. What's Martha's husband's name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Thank you. I only know Martha. Jonathan.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas. Yeah.
Jonathan ran over the nail and it caused a flat tire in the truck, so he couldn't get out to get Clark, and Clark was raised by someone else.
Oh, right on.
I think. You want me to tread water while you're looking it up?
No, I got it right here.
Okay.
You're right. Yes. They never discovered the baby Kal-El.
What would be another good Elseworld story?
Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah. Have you seen the previews for the animated one coming out?
I haven't seen the previews for it. No,
Yeah. It's basically Superman doesn't exist because pretty much what it is they get a flat tire. Kal-El never gets discovered, and then he is an Amish kid because he gets adopted by an Amish couple, and he shows up at the very end of the storyline. So the big thing in the nail is what if this world never had Superman?
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that one where Batman becomes a vampire?
The Batman vampire?
Is that seriously?
That's literally the name of it. Yes.
Yeah. Batman vampire.
Cody's like, you son of a. Oh, that is. I'm sorry.
Hey, what was that war that happened in 1812? What was that called?
The French and Indian. Okay, what about some straight comic arcs that aren't Elseworlds? Is there a really famous arc they could do? What about Identity Crisis?
Identity Crisis would be awesome.
You think DC would ever have the balls to do that?
I think Identity Crisis is one of those things that you have to have all the established characters, or else you're going to spend
Yeah.
too much time explaining who everyone is. So I think you have to have, like, a Teen Titans movie first, where Dr. Light's sin is committed, and then you have to have a, I always get these two mixed up, it's the Elongated Man's, right, yeah, you have to have established Elongated Man in some capacity, I feel like, before the movie starts.
yeah, Aurora Snow could play Starfire in the Teen Titans movie.
You know she's older than me by 3 years.
Who?
Aurora Snow.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're usually out of the business by now. I'm just saying. What if, with the world Zack Snyder set up, you think Tower of Babel would work? I think it's called Tower of Babel.
I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'm not familiar with it.
That's the one where Batman's contingency plans on how to take down the Justice League.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Think that would work in Zack Snyder's universe.
We don't have any villains.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because we keep killing all of them all of the time.
That's true. We didn't kill them all from the Justice League, though. That we know of.
Okay, so Steppenwolf leads the Tower of Babel, and
No, I'm saying, All right. Can DC continue its path, the direction it's going, and then course correct within a couple of flicks? Do you think there's enough that they can course correct?
I think it's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible.
So you think we're going to see a lot of junk until they finally?
It's going to continue to play well once again internationally. So they're always going to look like they're doing well. It's not up to us at this point. It's up to our friends in China. It really is.
Well,
and their Batman and Superman stuff sell like gangbusters over there.
Well, it's like I was telling him, why can't we just get Scott Snyder in to write something?
I don't think.
Why can't we get an actual comic book writer?
This is one of the problems we're running into. We're not going to get good writing when bad writing will suffice. They're not playing to this audience. You know, that's what, like, the Transformers movies are huge overseas, and it's because they don't care about the scripts. They just want to see big robots.
Like that's the main reason why we get the movies that we get right now. We don't get many comedies. It's mostly big budget action scenes with giant stuff going on because that's what sells over there.
Yeah.
They don't get American comedy.
Comedy is horrible.
Yeah,
You're horrible.
There hasn't been a good comedy in a very long time.
as long as we've got stunning
The
visuals.
one where all the actors die. This is the end.
Pull a Box Office Mojo and look at the top 10 movies of the year.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not
Yeah.
disagreeing with you. I'm saying that he said the last. Was that?
This is the end was like the last one.
The last
and
good
that
one.
one was like okay.
You know, the only thing in the top 10 that isn't a big budget action special effects feast is Your Name, which is that anime I told you about, which is just an amazing script, but it's an amazing script that translates to just to everyone. You know, it's,
Alright. Do you think if they just continued, left Zack Snyder alone, and they just continued?
I don't think we'll ever leave Jack.
Right. But do you think if they just would have let him do it, and he would have made minute changes, instead of when you're going down the road in the winter and your ass end starts swinging around, you turn into the slide rather than
Steer into the skid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he saw what he screwed up, and he started steering. I'm trying really hard too. And he started steering into the skid and course corrected under his own weight. Do you think it would have turned out to be okay? I mean, this is clearly something we can't really answer. But
I personally, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, they make an effort in Justice League to course correct, as you say,
way too hard.
in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, and it fails. And honestly, it feels like an insult at this point for those of us who actually cared about what they needed to fix in Man of Steel. It really feels like an insult. I've talked about it on this podcast several times about how you fixed Man of Steel, and they didn't do it, and I was very disappointed.
You mean Batman v Superman?
No, Man of Steel. 'Cause my big problem with Man of Steel is that Superman and Zod go barreling through
Right.
buildings and people die and no one gives a fuck. So my thing is that Justice League should have opened with Flash running through Metropolis saving people's lives, and there be a scene, hopefully at the very beginning of the Superman Zod fight, where Superman in his super speed locks eyes with Flash, gives him a nod, and then we get the Zod fight. And to explain, Superman knew all the people were safe. He knew he could handle Zod, and he had Flash. That would have been a proper way to retcon Superman and Man of Steel. And they really dropped the ball. Justice League was 2 hours of missed opportunity, and I feel like that was one of their biggest ones. And they could have corrected the entire universe with that 5-minute sequence before the credits, in my opinion.
I actually got the list of so
Man, you
far the
really
top
brought
10
it down.
top movies of the year. Justice League is currently getting beat out by The Boss Baby, Get Out, the Lego Batman movie, The Fate of the Furious, Despicable Me 3, It, Guardians 2, Spider-Man, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. So the first
That's
time I went.
domestic, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to look at the total numbers.
So the first time I went to Justice League, it was a 1:30 screening. I pulled in the parking lot around 12:30, 12:45, and the line is out the door and around the corner. So I start freaking out. So I get in line. About 1:10, I finally get to the lady, and I'm like, because my OCD is freaking out. So I'm like, my hands are shaking. I'm like patting everything I walk by.
Yeah, because if you miss that half-hour commercials before the previews
Yeah,
come on, you
I
get
was
upset,
getting pissed. So I said, ma'am, are there any Justice League tickets left? And she starts laughing, and she's like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So
Oh man, I wish I would have been there.
She
for
goes-
that.
she goes,
Or
"Oh,
just
yeah."
laugh in your face.
the theater is packed. Not the screen. The building.
The actual building is packed.
Okay.
Justice League is like cricket.
One, so you got theaters 1, 2, and 3 on your left. You got 4, 5, and 6 on your right. So she goes, here, Justice League, theater 4. So I turn around and look. The left side is packed with people. So I go to the right, and I come around the corner. There's four hairy dudes like me, comic book nerds, just sitting there. It's like 1:15. They're not letting us in. We're all looking around like, where the hell is going on? It's the day after opening night, and I get in there. Like I told Daniel, that there was like 10 people there. It was beat out by that kid with the weird face movie, Wonder,
yeah.
and an animated nativity movie. The day after opening night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my heart broke, man.
Justice League currently worldwide is number 17.
What's its total?
For the year. So they've done well overseas.
Well, yeah.
Total worldwide 48.
For Justice League?
Yeah, 48, 481
481 million. So it's already made its money back.
worldwide.
Yeah.
And like
So we will
120 of
continue.
that was from us. Everything else is China,
Yeah.
basically. But-
So we will continue to see
Yeah.
the
I don't
same
know.
crap.
They set something up at the end of the Justice League movie, which I don't. I think the movie sucks so hard. I don't think we're ever going to see it.
Still another interesting fact: Beauty and the Beast still number 1.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. That's made something like $1.2 billion now,
Yeah, it's like
which puts Emma Watson even further out of my league.
and only 40% and only 40% of that was in America.
I found out she liked big furry fat guys, and I thought, all right, Beauty and the Beast, you're my win.
She just broke up with her boyfriend. I just saw that.
Oh, do you want a number? Or?
Huh?
7. Her number 7. Does anyone else want anything else on DC Universe or Justice League before I move on to tonight's trivia? Since I got yelled at since I didn't have trivia last podcast.
Hey,
What?
trivia.
I know.
right,
Let's do it.
Well, you said you didn't have trivia and then immediately had trivia. So
Well, it was more facts. All right, everyone ready for trivia?
Do it.
Yeah.
All right. DC Comics trivia. How many characters are in DC Comics, including alternate versions of Batman, Superman?
Jesus.
3.2 billion.
Yeah.
342.
I'm gonna go 1,500.
Dude, it's like 20,000.
He's the closest. Over 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made a universe.
How many positive matter universes are in DC Comics?
52.
52 with an antimatter universe and a limbo. Can anyone tell me this? Now this is going to get hard.
So the first one wasn't hard.
Stanbridge. Earth Zero. Can anyone tell me what Earth Zero is?
Where Earth Zero is?
No, what it is.
What it is.
Yep.
It's the one that's on a parallel yeah, you know what I mean. Other side of the sun.
It's bizarro versions of the characters.
Oh, Earth Zero.
Earth Zero is?
Earth Zero is part of Bizarro World?
Okay.
Earth 96.
There isn't one? 52? 52?
They don't go in order.
Oh, they don't go in order?
No.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I know there's one that's like a pirate world.
That's not. Yeah.
Okay.
I know exactly. But it's Kingdom Come. It's the Kingdom Come one.
Okay.
Okay.
They get easier, guys. Just relax. I got a couple more of these. Earth 686.
That's
That,
I was thinking of 616, but I think that's Marvel.
That's Marvel's main
the
universe.
Injustice League one.
That's the universe where the Dark Knight Returns exists.
Okay.
Just two more.
Yeah. Crime Syndicate's Earth 3.
Earth C.
isn't that the cartoon one?
That's Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew.
Okay.
All right, last one. I think this one's funny. Earth 11.
It's where Stranger Things happens.
That's where I want to watch that. where all hero genders are flipped.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Why haven't we seen more comics about that?
That would be the current universe.
You know how that happened? I guess Missile Mikoplick.
Mitzel Pitalik.
Thank you. He flipped all the genders, and they just got stuck that way.
I would totally read some books in the universe. That'd be so cool.
Earth 11.
Like, interesting. I mean, you can't really do that much with the Batman universe because it's Batman and Batgirl and then Batman and
they
Batgirl.
do it. They do
but-
it. It's Batwoman. Robin becomes a girl.
So
I
it's
saw a
Robin with a
picture.
Y.
Yeah. it's Wonder Man.
Okay.
Anyways, weirdest heroes and villains of the DC universe. Does anyone know who Gnort is?
Yeah, he's a Green Lantern. Is he a squirrel? Is that what? No, he's he's the tree. What is he? He's a Green Lantern.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's a humanoid dog-like alien.
Okay.
He's kind of a goofball. Okay.
I know who you're talking about.
Oh,
Is-
Chip. Chip is the squirrel, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Has anyone heard of Odd Man?
No,
Unless
not
that's
at
your
all.
name you use online or something, I don't know.
No, it's no. Amanda French's name I use online.
A man
It's so
to
specific.
French.
I like it.
Odd Man. He is the only hero of River City, a city that puts Gotham City to shame. No superpowers, good detective, and he wears a clown suit to confuse the criminals. I saw the picture. It looks like straight out of like a 50s comic book.
Huh.
Okay, this one's actually really new, and I'm surprised. Engelman.
I don't know anything about him.
Angelo Bend. He has a magical set square that allows him to teleport, manipulate gravity, bend space, and many more amazing things.
Huh.
And he is like a brand new character. All right.
That's kind of cool.
Matter Eating Lad.
Yes.
From Legion of Superheroes.
Okay. What does he do?
He can eat anything.
Yeah, I put a lad that eats matter. Detective Chimp.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Detective Chimp.
Mystical monkey.
Yeah.
Bobo, a genetically modified chimp who is a detective.
Yes.
Oh, I thought.
He's also part of the Shadow Pact.
All right. I don't. Arm fall off, boy.
Another Legion of Superheroes. Yep.
Okay. AKA Splitter. He has the power to remove limbs then hit people with them.
That's a power I've always wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Member of the Legion of Substitute Heroes.
What? And I don't know when this was printed out, so the numbers could have changed clearly by this time. But what DC character has died the most? Air quotes, died the most.
Every Robin ever?
Well, no.
No,
No.
Dick Grayson's never died.
no.
Has
Dick
he?
Grayson didn't die.
Jason
Todd
Todd's really
died.
the only one.
No.
Tim Drake lived fine.
Spoiler: the lady Stephanie Brown. She was Robin for a bit.
Yeah, and she's not dead anymore. She's currently alive, I think.
Dead man.
Well, it died.
No.
Only once.
Okay.
Superman?
Nope.
Oh.
He's up there, but he's not number one.
Hmm.
Batman has died 6 times. Died.
Mhm.
Superman has died 5 times. Wally West has died 5 times. And Wonder Woman has died 4 times.
Hmm.
Yeah? Alright. Actors considered for the role of Batman. Let's start off with Batman 66. Besides Adam West, who do we got?
Oh, shit.
I'll go ahead now. You got Lyle Wagner.
Okay.
There's actually, you can YouTube it. There's actually a screen test of him and a no-name guy playing Robin.
That's makes sense at the time.
You know who he famously ended up playing else in the DC universe? He played Colonel Steve Trevor in the
Mhm.
Wonder Woman TV show.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Okay, now who else did we have for Batman in the '89 Batman?
Oh god, everybody was up for that part, wasn't it?
Right, but fair enough. But there's 3 really famous ones.
For
This is-
the '89 one.
This is
This is a dartboard question, dude. I mean,
It's more of what is Adam thinking.
okay.
So nothing.
this is like the guess your weight game.
Mark
That-
Millar.
Mark
No,
Millar, yeah.
that's
El
Batman and
Pogo?
Robin.
Oh,
No,
Pogo.
that was Batman Begins.
El Pogo wrote these damn questions.
89 we had Pierce Brosnan. Before Burton had the movie, Bill Murray was supposed to be Batman.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was attached to it.
Yep.
Who did they have as Robin? They had someone for Robin too.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Was it Marlon Wayans? Wasn't he as Robin at one point? Maybe not for the '89 one, but he
It
was
might have been
supposed to be-
Damon,
It would've
actually,
been
at that
Damon.
time. It was
Yeah,
Damon.
maybe it was
I think
Damon,
Damon
okay.
was up
I know
for
it was
that,
a
but-
Wayans.
Yeah, because at that point they were gonna do the TV show mode,
Right.
and then Burton got a hold of it and wanted.
Yeah,
to
it was
do
going to be
yeah.
a comedy, and then Burton
And then,
decided to make
they had Keaton, and everyone flipped out. Like, you said you weren't going to do the TV one. They're like, I'm not. Then why'd you hire a comic? Mel Gibson as well.
Okay.
Okay, Batman Forever.
Yes, that was a movie.
Yeah,
No, no, no.
exactly.
Who did,
That was that the Clooney one.
no.
No, that was,
No,
That
that
was
was
Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
yeah,
Okay.
Kilmer.
We got Jack Sparrow himself, Johnny Depp.
Not enough makeup involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
For
surprised he didn't end up being in the
For
Tim Burton
Batman.
one. To be honest.
It's well, no, Tim and Darty. He was just executive producing Batman
That's why
Forever,
he-
so that's why. Otherwise, Johnny probably would have been.
Now remember,
Honestly,
Michael.
Johnny would have been a really good Riddler.
Now remember,
I would have taken
Once
that.
again, I don't think there's enough makeup involved for him.
Michael
That's fair.
Keaton
That's
was
fair.
Burton's buddy before Depp. Batman.
He would. They would have had to. He would have had to
Beetlejuice.
fall into
Yeah,
a vat full of question marks that were acidic or something like that. And, if it's not straight up Dick Tracy villain makeup, then Johnny Depp isn't going to play the part.
Right now, he'll play any part. I think he's hitting hard times.
He'd better do a good job in
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts 2.
Ethan Hawke and Billy Baldwin, the dude from Backdraft.
Yeah.
Okay. Batman and Robin.
That's the Clooney one.
Yes.
Yeah. So who you're asking? Who's up for Batman or who's up for Robin?
Batman.
Oh, okay.
Billy Baldwin. Again.
Okay.
Okay. Batman Begins. There was a.
Because I was up for Robin in Batman. and Robin.
Were you?
I absolutely did. I auditioned for that part.
How'd it go?
Uh-huh.
How'd it go?
It was over really, really fast.
okay.
It was a huge cattle call
Chicago?
audition in Chicago. Yep.
Chicago, okay.
Yep.
Are you gonna do the Nightwing call? You got the long hair already.
I'm a little old and fat for Nightwing. Unless maybe if they're doing like
It's a Zack Snyder universe.
if it's
man.
if it's the Batman Beyond Nightwing, I could do it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I can train you. We can lift some weights and everything. Batman Begins. Heath Ledger was up for Batman. Cillian Murphy was up for Batman. And Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
All right. Before Affleck was considered, what famous Marvel actor?
Chris Evans.
He's got two. No, he's got two characters in the Marvel universe.
Well, that
He's-
would be
he's
Wade Wilson himself, baby. Ryan Reynolds.
close. Wade Wilson's you're close with Wade Wilson. You're really close with Wade Wilson.
He's got two characters. he
He's
plays?
got two characters in the Marvel universe. Ryan Reynolds doesn't have two characters in the Marvel universe. This guy literally has two big Marvel movies coming out this year. I think it's this year, but he's got two. Yeah.
Vin Diesel?
Next year. I'm
Cumberbatch?
sorry. Huh?
Cumberbatch.
Josh Brolin.
Besides Thanos, who else is he in?
Cable.
Oh, he's playing
Oh yeah,
Cable.
Okay. The
I still don't like
Okay.
Cable.
that's why I was close with Wade Wilson.
Anyway,
Right.
so here's a couple unmade Batman movies. Wolfgang Peterson was going to make a movie with Colin Farrell as Batman.
Oh, that would have sucked.
The dude who made the
Although he could play what is it? The guy who took
That's not enough for me.
Armor Batman, psychotic.
John Paul Valley.
Thank you.
Really?
Yeah, Colin
Okay.
Farrell would
Yeah,
do well on that part.
Yeah,
definitely.
he would absolutely.
Yeah.
Why am I bringing that character?
I would lose my shit for a good Azrael / John Paul Valley.
Yeah.
He's my favorite DC character.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay. Why? What do you like about him?
I like
The
the
flaming
story.
sword.
I like the flaming sword. That's kind of cool. I like the storyline with the Order of Saint Dumas and like this sacred
So you were
protector kind of
not
person.
thrilled with the way they handled it in Gotham, huh?
It was okay.
Right.
I wish it could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, it could have been better. It looks like they got into that and they didn't know where they were going with it.
Yeah, like it would have been cool to see Azrael, and then like what I wanted that story arc to end with was this is Azrael. I am blah 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 blah, and the way he dies is the real Azrael shows up and kills him.
Yeah.
That would have been the way I wanted to end that
Because
storyline.
the dude that was Azrael was the guy who was starting the whole crime gang or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude that what's his name? He did the Mad Max movies. The director. Anyway, he was going to do a movie, Justice League Mortal, with Armie Hammer as Batman, and then Darren Aronofsky was going to have Clint Eastwood as Batman.
All right then.
I kind of want to see that.
I want to see that movie. I
I-
really
I-
do.
I really wanna see that.
I'm just so baffled by the whole idea.
No. I would like that to play to his strengths. Justice League, Wild West Rider.
The Justice Riders.
The Justice
Riders.
Riders.
Yeah, that would have been sweet.
Wow.
What were they-
Wouldn't
real
that be
quick.
great if they did the Crisis and we got to see the Bill Murray Batman and the Clint Eastwood Batman? That would be.
Wait, real quick. What's the Justice Riders?
It's like a Wild West version of
Yeah.
Justice League.
If it
Oh.
happened, if Justice League formed in the Wild West.
Is Vigilante in it?
No.
Oh.
Well, not that I know of. But you have Colonel Wayne, Sergeant Kent, Wonder Woman's still Wonder Woman because she's been alive back then. She just comes to America sooner.
I mean, I feel bad for her because she can't really do Elseworld stuff because it's like she was around. That's
And then like
Elseworld stuff. But it's just
well,
not-
okay, well,
I mean,
alternate version. Of that.
Yeah.
Kid Flash, fastest gun in the West.
Really? Oh, I like that. I like that.
Little hand flourish there.
Okay, well, that was it. So, I apologize for being sick. So,
Your bizarre version of what a trivia question is.
yeah. I do.
What am I thinking of right now?
Go!
Penises.
Damn it!
How many beans are in the jar?
What jar? Don't worry about it. How many beans are in it? Anyone got any comments on the DC Universe or Justice League or anything? I think next week I'm gonna
Kill it with fire.
Yeah, they really need to do something.
I think next week, just so y'all know, I'm gonna do a What's in the Box episode, Christmas edition.
What's that mean?
What's in the box?
What's exactly? What's in the box? That's my trivia
Yeah.
episode.
Oh.
That you missed last time.
Yeah. I'm not feeling very well. I
You
had on my
missed
thank yous.
last time.
Were you here for the first one? You were
Yeah, because I was running the shop for like 2
Yeah,
weeks
that
because he
the
was
first-
dying.
That,
Yeah,
was,
I was.
that was your first episode.
Yeah.
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 What do you think?
I'm not coming back for that.
So I think I'm gonna do a What's in the Box episode that leads into Christmas movies.
Right on.
So
Oh, I love Christmas movies.
You've had some good ones to watch.
What?
the He-Man She-Ra Christmas special. It's good.
I celebrate Wookiee Life Day, man. I'm not into that Christmas thing.
God, that movie was so terrible. Wookiee Life Day.
Wookiee Life Day!
My dad has the soundtrack
Oh,
for
dude.
Wookiee Life Day.
On vinyl?
No, I don't think so. It
Oh.
might have been a vinyl one time, but I know he's got it has saved on his computer. And my dad is huge into Christmas, and he will just play all the Christmas songs without care. So it'll go like barking dogs, jingle bells, into C-3PO doing jingle bells, and
Does he ever listen to Porky Pig singing Blue Christmas?
I would not be surprised.
That'd be entertaining.
funny.
I listened to that like once.
I-
Once is enough.
I gave that to my. I burned that onto a DVD for my mom so she
Yeah.
could watch it over and over again years ago because she just gets such a kick out of it. It is really funny.
Anyone else? Are you coming back for the trivia episode next week?
If we're having it here, yeah, sure.
As long as he lets me in the door.
I'll think about
Oh, wow.
it.
My Sundays are always free.
The worm has turned. Okay. Go ahead, do your thingy.
Okay, so
And the other thingy too. I said I'd.
No, you got to do that thing.
no, that's your part.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah! What? Okay.
All right.
It's your podcast.
Not anymore.
Well,
it's everyone's podcast.
It's a thing.
It's really something.
It's become a thing. It's El Pogo's podcast, is what it is.
It's really
We're all being manipulated by El Pogo.
All right. So Damage Control Podcasting is being recorded at Underdark Comics and Games in Quincy, Illinois. Check it out on Facebook at Facebook/Underdark Comics.
You really messed Facebook up.
Did I? Facebook? Okay. Sorry. Check us out on Facebook at Facebook/Underdark Comics. And check out our website at underdarkquincy.com. Give us a phone call, shoot us an email, Facebook message, come in and stop in and say hi.
Yes, and I'm gonna screw this up.
Yeah, you're.
Okay, hang on. I got this. Check us out on Tumblr.
Uh-huh.
Not MySpace. Facebook.
We do need to get a MySpace account. That would be awesome.
Tumblr, MySpace.
No, not MySpace.
Oh, fuck. Okay, let me start again. Check us out.
We're live.
Yeah, we don't edit this one, Adam.
So on June 14th, 2013, the DC Cinematic Universe took off. Check us out at Tumblr, Facebook, YouTube, Damage Control Podcasting,
And Instagram.
and Instagram, Damage Control Podcasting, SoundCloud. If you're listening to this, you're probably already on SoundCloud. But check Twitter out at Damn Control.
Yes.
Did I nail it?
Yeah.
At Damn
Well, it's
Control.
something like that.
Yeah.
At Damn Control.
At
DAMCONTROL.
Yes.
At Damn Control.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the
okay.
one. You can help Adam learn what a hashtag is.
Yes, get hashtag ideas for Adam. That's
I don't know what the fuck. Me and Mike, I was like texting him because I wanted to tweet something, and I'm like, Mike, what do I do? He's like, you just write something. I said, well, what do I do with the hashtag thing?
Where do I find the hashtags to click on it?
Yeah, like, I don't. I don't.
on the left hand side of your screen are the most popular hashtags currently trending. You know, just
can't
click
find-
on something and post, dude. It's,
And then I
I
realized
can't find the hashtag. All you can find is the pound button.
Yeah, that took me a while.
Sorry.
No, not the other day, but that actually took me a while to realize what a pound. And anyway, anyways, so all that stuff and questions, comment. If you want to call me a twat again, go to twat.
That's Millar. Millar.
I can't. When it comes to actual French words, I can't say.
It's British.
What was I saying?
Email.
All praise El Pogo.
Yeah, complaints, questions, ideas, email us at damagecontrolpodcasting@gmail.com
/MySpace.
/MySpace. All right. What's in the box episode next week? Hopefully.